Let's move on to Cheltenham then. So we're going to start off with the 120, the rearranged Matchbook Clarence. It's not the Matchbook Clarence House. It used to be the Matchbook Clarence House. And that just rolls off the tongue. It used to be the Matchbook Clarence House.
LTR going off at 1 to 7.
Oh,
Great days.
They were giving out gilets and everything. 1.5 ENERGUMENE. Edwardstone is 3.0. Editor de Gite is 13.0, supplemented until Gary Moore regretted it because he realised it was only worth half the money. Funambule Civil is a massive price, so a few of the others. Right. Charlie, you're on your own here. Go on, mate. Make the case.
Yeah, I'm amazed about this, if I'm honest. I'm really interested to hear what everyone else's reasons for. I mean, I just think it's a massive aim for Edwardstone. I bet all the respect in the world that he's very good, but I think you could argue there were underperformances in the Tingle Creek, and I think ENERGUMENE is a class apart in this race. I really do. I mean, I know he's odds on, but I think he deserves to be, and I think it's for all the world that Edwardstone's got to prove that he's up to beating him, and I'm not convinced he is, personally.
Fine. My thing is that Edwardstone is a backable price against ENERGUMENE, who's never actually beaten a good horse on form. And I thought with Editor de Gite in there, it made Edwardstone a backable proposition. Dan.
Yeah, I was of a similar opinion. I say you look back at the Champion Chase last year, that was a race that completely fell apart. I mean, Funambule Civil was last in the Tingle Creek. He was second in the Champion Chase. Envoy Allen's a 3-miler who isn't quite a 3-miler. He was third. And then you had a retired Politolog back in fourth. Then he beat Chacun Pour Soi, who's been beaten comfortably again twice. Like, it's overly harsh to judge him just on the basis of the horses that he's beaten, because ultimately he's done it very impressively and he's done it stylishly. But if you're looking about an odds-on shot round a Cheltenham track against a horse who arguably had his standout performance and the best 2-mile performance of the season thus far in Edwardstone in that Tingle Creek, I just thought odds-on is probably not where I want to be playing. And you say that it might be slightly questionable. I think you can draw a pretty solid line through Grenadine as a horse and a benchmark there. He was coming off a career best as a prep run. We know that was his absolute prime aim. We know Paul Nicholls does not mess about when it comes to these prime targets. And say he put him away in a manner of a very, very smart horse. Obviously, uncharacteristic blip last time. But as well, I just thought the tactics of this rate might just suit Edwardstone as well, because you've got plenty of pace angles in here. Obviously, Amarillo Sky, we know, has made all in a couple of handicaps. I imagine they'll do the same because they're on a fact-finding mission with him to see if he's a grade-level horse. Obviously, Editor de Gite, we know he only has one way of running when he's probably going for it. Sizing Poste as well is similar. So ENERGUMENE is known to make the running. He was versatile in the Champion Chase that he came from off it. But I'd say in an ideal world, he'd want to be on the front end, and he might just not have it all his own way up here, depending on how they ride him. So at the prices, I just thought Edwardstone was the way I wanted to bet.
You're muted,
Tom. I think you're muted, Tom. There he is. Oh, Steve Jones would be so proud.
Steve Jones would be so happy.
Anyway, Tom Leach is saying, got no chance Mullins wins. Why are you still talking about this race? He then calls Edwardstone Edwards Yak. I wouldn't mind owning a yak like Edwardstone.
Yeah.
Right? He's won nearly 400 grand in prize money. Over fences, he won 5 on the bounce last year, and including 2 grade 1s, and he's won a grade 1 on reappearance at Tingle Creek by 9 lengths. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not his biggest fan, but I mean, calling him a yak is just absolutely outrageous, Tom. Outrageous. I don't know if you're married, but you must be hard to please. DC.
Yeah, look, you've well covered. I think that Edwardstone winning the Tingle Creek by 9 lengths, beating what's the name, Grenadine is better than anything that ENERGUMENE has ever done. Patrick Mullins said that himself during the week. ENERGUMENE is massively overrated. He's never beaten anything of note, really. He got lucky. He could pick up a lucky Champion Chase last year. Just don't fancy him at the price. And Edwardstone is, yeah, I'm happy enough to back in Edwardstone against him. Odds against.
He gets lucky a lot, mind.
He's a very good horse, right? But there is a certain amount of William Mullins and Tony Bloom built into his price as well.
You know, I agree with that. But I do think I think it's hard to crab a horse that does win. He can only beat what's put them in front of him.
Yeah, I agree. I odds on, no, I wouldn't. I'd rather have a crack off Edwardstone.
You've got me fired up about this race now, Tom. I like it. Now I really want Edwardstone to win, and if he does, next podcast you got to come back on, Tom, and we'll because obviously Energumene's the likely winner. Alex says about